part of a future. I don't think it's necessarily going to be the exclusive thing that every media company should be betting their future on. I think it's more kind of exploring how voice assistant technology is actually going to impact the way we search for information, how we listen to information, and kind of what our expectations are of how information and kind of the content containers that come back to us. So I think that, something that we saw from the research that we did is that as people had smart speakers, they were actually using their voice assistants on their phones more. And so I think for us, it's starting to think about, that the way someone asks a question out loud is very different from the way they would search it on a computer. So I think it starts to point into ways that we need to think about search, but also how we're delivering answers and content back to people as a result. Yeah, I think that I think that that's a question so many people have right now. I think people are much more aware of how their data is being used, and kind of they're much more aware of privacy given a lot of things that have happened over the past few years. I do think that something that at least we've seen with our research is that what it comes down to for a lot of people is this useful to me? So I'm willing to take a bet on a technology. I'm willing to I'm willing to potentially even offer up some of my data if I really feel like I'm getting a return. I mean, the one thing I will say is that I think that smart speakers, we saw a lot of people kind of wrestling with that tension about, privacy versus they were negotiating, should I have this in my bedroom? Where should I have this in my home? And I think for a lot of, one person that we spoke to in particular, what he said is he's I kind of realized that the cat was out of the bag when I got a phone. He's my phone is listening to me a lot of the time. So I think it was interesting to see how people are aware of it, but that kind of highlighted, he's but my phone is really, really useful to me. So as much as I worry about what's being recorded, I'm still not going to move away from it quite yet. So I think it's that balance of utility versus what people are getting in